okay with, what is consent, like asking that person's permission as to what is okay for you to do in the relationship versus what's not okay. And when you don't have those communications in the beginning, it makes it very hard for your relationship to thrive. And also, we want to make sure that we're looking out for red flags. So what are red flags? Those are those things that tell you, okay, this is not a person that I need to be hanging out with, right? So that could be that person being super aggressive with you, becoming very jealous of individuals that may be in your inner circle or your support system, that they're trying to isolate you from people who are there to support you, that they pop up at your job or places that you don't want them to be, that they try to control where you go and who you hang out with, monitoring your phone calls, text messages, things like that. Those are toxic behaviors that someone is doing when they're trying to control you as an individual. And if you're in a partnership with someone, that is not what you want. You want to be able to go about your life freely as you do day to day. If you have someone that is in your vicinity and is your partner that is doing those things, that is not healthy. And if you are a friend that has someone that's going through those particular things, then you need to let them know that, hey, look, I see what's going on. I'm concerned about your safety. How can I help you get connected to help? The thing about domestic violence is it's something that it does not discriminate. It impacts everyone. So it's not just the heterosexual community, it impacts us too as well in the LGBTQ plus community. And especially with our trans family members, they are 65% at a higher rate of being victimized with domestic and sexual violence. They also are more vulnerable because there are not very many protections for them when it comes to housing. Tennessee is one of the few states that does not have any housing laws or policies or anything like that to put anything in protection for the LGBTQ plus community. That's why it's very important to pay attention to who you are voting into office. So some of you may or may not know about the Equality Act. So the Equality Act is something that has been buzzing around with legislation, and with that, if the Equality Act passes, it will allow a blanket to go across the whole entire United States to not only put protections in for the LGBTQ plus community, but protections that will prevent landlords, organizations, apartment buildings, any type of housing from discriminating against the LGBTQ plus community. So it's very important. And you also want to make sure that if you are in a situation that is hostile and that you feel that you need a safe place to stay or go or anything like that, definitely feel free to reach out to us at Love Doesn't Hurt. We are on Facebook, we are on Instagram. I just created a Twitter. I'm trying to get better at paying attention to it because I still don't understand Twitter. If someone does, please feel free to drop your information in the chat. This is not a thirst trap, but I will hit you up to learn more about the Twitter. But we want to make sure that everyone is in healthy relationships. That is the most important thing to us. We want to educate the community about the options that they have. This month coming up, we are super excited. We are partnering with The Haven. Next week, we're going to be showing Paris's Burning in their new building, in their back parking lot. And then also later on this month, we'll be having an event on June 25th. It's called Unpacking Trauma and Healing. So we'll be discussing knowing what your triggers are. And that's something that we don't like to talk about. When we get into relationships, we don't like to talk about the bad stuff until something bad happens. So we want to make sure that you are knowing what your triggers are and knowing that self-care, mental, physical, all that stuff is important. So we want to take that holistic approach in getting you connected to information that is valuable and helps reduce those barriers that keep you from getting the resources that you need. We have so many amazing partners in the community that help us to connect victims of crime to emergency services. Our friends at the Crime Victim and Rape Crisis Center, the YWCA, the Family Safety Center, the Corner out in Memphis, Peas, We Care Tennessee, my sister's house. All of us are coming together to help build that safety net. And like I said, that holistic approach. Because we know when someone is experiencing violence, they are not just experiencing that one thing. They could be experiencing trauma because they've been shunned by their family because of their sexual orientation or their identity. And we want to make sure that we let you know that you are not alone. This is not something that just happens to one person. It happens to thousands. It happens to millions. And we want to make sure that you're getting connected to the resources that are going to help you thrive. Do you have any questions? No questions? All right. I thought I would have like got, what's your number? Are you single or something? Like, man, I put on my little jewels and everything for y'all. But like I was saying, boundaries are very important too in relationships too as well. Don't be going through people's phone, what's it saying? If you go snooping for something, you're gonna find something. Just let it be. If you are with someone that you have to look through their phone to see who they are talking to or see who they are engaging with, that may not be a person that you need to be with anyway. And if you have someone that's snooping through your phone and trying to see who you're talking to, then that is definitely a red flag that should let you know that this is not a healthy situation for you. And then you can start working on a safety plan. So what is a safety plan? A safety plan is actions that you can put in place to help you transition safely out of a relationship. You got a question?
We do.
All right, did somebody ask me my digits?
They said, where did you get those jewels? They're stunning.
Oh, yes. So I got them at the Michaels. So Michaels is awesome. I know a lot of businesses and stuff like that are trying to get on this pride wagon and everything like that and slapping rainbows on everything. But Michaels is like this craft store, and these I think were like stationary items or something like that. But they were on sale. They were normally $3.99, but I got them for $1, and I bought all the packs, and this was the one from Poplar and White Station. So they might have put some more out, so I would say go and check it out. And they also have some canvases out there too. So go ahead and grab those too as well. Go Michaels. But we are all here to help you guys. That we are not here to, no judgment, just love, just making sure that you all are getting the help and the resources that you need. So feel free to reach out to us through email, through our website, lovedoesn'thurt901.com. You can text us at 901-213-7661. And like I said, we have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and we're always doing events every month to kind of let people know what we have going on. So definitely follow us on Facebook to keep up with everything, and just keep a lookout for what's going on, what's popping in the streets. And I hope that you guys are enjoying Pride. I went last night to the Drag and Drive, and it was amazing just to see everybody's faces, unmasked, hugs, and all that good stuff. I feel like this is like a muse or something like that.
Okay, I got a question. So Patrick asked, what are some ways that people can get help if they are being watched constantly? And then repeat the question.
So Patrick, P-Dog, he wants to know what is something that someone can do if they're constantly being watched. So I'm pretty sure a lot of you that are watching are probably watching on your phones right now. And some of you are probably unaware that your phone has a location setting on it. So if you have someone that you think is monitoring your whereabouts, turn your location setting off. Also, if you think that they've taken a copy of your phone, take it to your cellular service provider, and they can do a sweep of your phone to see if there are any hidden apps on your phone to get those things off of there. So that way you can make sure that no one's monitoring you.
Okay, we have another question from Demonica. She said, do you work with teenagers in abusive relationships?
I don't work with teenagers directly. I can talk to them initially to do an intake with them to figure out exactly what's going on. So that way I can make sure that we are connecting them to the right agency Like I said, for us, we want to make sure we're connecting individuals to agencies that are going to be affirming, that are going to be welcoming, that are going to be inclusive. And we don't want to send anybody somewhere where they're not going to be welcome. So yes, we do work with teenagers because we work with organizations that provide resources to underage individuals, but we personally cannot give them services.
Christian asked if you could announce your events again, please.
Sure. So for June, we will be doing movie night with The Haven, and we will be showing Paris is Burning. And then later on this month, we'll be doing Unpacking Trauma and Healing, and we will have a couple of different speakers to talk about their experiences in helping individuals walk through their trauma and healing from that. And then next month in July, we'll be doing our Pour Into Your Cup event, and that's going to be virtual too as well. And then we'll also be doing our tenant rights and evictions. And so this is huge because right now, as we know, COVID has caused a lot of people to have issues when it comes to rental, house issues and things like that. And even though, like I said, Tennessee does not have any protections in place for the LGBTQ plus community, we will have individuals from the community legal services as well as Memphis area legal services to come and talk about ways that they can help to provide free access to legal assistance and answer any questions that you all have when it comes to evictions and tenant rights too as well.
Okay, we have another question. Do you take donations, and if so, what is your most needed items?
Yes. So, like, I don't remember what the preacher name was from Coming to America, or was it Lisa? Lisa said we like the kind that rolls, but we take the kind that votes. Yes, we do take donations. We have a Cash App, which is $LDH901. And we also take non-perishable items. Like I said, we address food insecurity. So definitely when we're making food boxes for individuals. And then we also take items like hygiene products, because when someone is trying to flee from domestic or sexual violence, they usually only leave with the things that they are able to carry with them. So we try to help provide those basic need items for them so they are less likely to return to those hostile relationships. So if you are wanting to donate anything to us, like I said, feel free to contact us through Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, email, or you can text us at 901-213-7661. All right, so I hope that you guys have found this information valuable and useful. I hope that you all are enjoying your pride and being authentically you and unapologetically you. And thank you so much for taking time to share this evening with us. Again, my name is Phyllis Lewis. I am the CEO and founder of Love Doesn't Hurt. And happy Pride, everybody. Need some music. Jam on it. Jam on it. Jam on it. Go Pride.
Hi, I'm Aubrey Umbre, and today I'm here to tell you my coming out story. Around the age 21, I was very sheltered and used to just go to school and come home and study, and that was all I did. My parents were very hardcore Christian. My dad's a preacher and my mom's a school teacher. So one of my friends finally got me out of the house and we went to a club. Well, at that time, I didn't know what clubs were. I didn't know what drag were or LGBT. So I was a theater kid and I loved dancing. They introduced me to Backstreet Memphis. I danced all night with my friends. We had so much fun. And he introduced me to drag queens. And it pretty much brought out a side of me that I always knew was there, but I could never fully explain. And that's when, at the same time, I introduced myself to who I really was. And I couldn't have had that if it wasn't for Will Batts of MGLCC. And they just made me feel so comfortable about myself and made me feel confident. And it was amazing. It was an amazing feeling. So one day, I built up enough courage to tell my grandmother, because my grandfather knew before he passed away, and he made me feel like I could do and be anyone who I wanted to be. So I let my grandmother know, and at first she was iffy about it, but then she jumped aboard, and my parents are okay with it. My entire family are supportive, and it took a lot to get here to where I'm at now. I went through rape. I was homeless. I got robbed and beaten with guns. I got trans bashed on the bus on the way from work. I've been through a lot, but it made me stronger. And as a trans woman, as a trans man, anyone out there who lives in fear, don't let it control you, because you are what you make yourself. This community does not define you. Your family does not define you. It's your heart that defines you. So be brave, live, and be happy.
Nice. Yeah, I heard about this.
So I would actually go with the full synthetic.
Running pads. So for the Duralast rotors.
I did it. You see how it's...
You did it. That's it.
We did it.
You did it. You can do it.
The path to I Did It starts at AutoZone. Get in the zone.
Today, like never before, our commitment to creating work for Americans is strong. Our people, our jobs, our cars. Hollywood Feed is now offering same-day delivery in an area near you. Hollywood Feed, a different breed.
Thank you, Phyllis and Locals and Her, for the amazing work and for answering the questions that we had. We're going to now introduce Friends of George's and learn a little bit about what they do. And they're going to introduce us to their own version of Smash Game. So get ready to have your drinks and cocktails and enjoy.
Get ready to match the stars. The Queen of England, Dr. Fauci, Liza Minnelli, Susie QAnon, the coronavirus, Endora, Donald Trump, Eric Lawyer, Kim Clark, and Will Ryder as we play the Big Money Smash Game. And now, here's the star, Khaki Walton.
Thank you so much. Hi, and welcome to this edition of Memphis's favorite Smash Game. I'm Khaki Walton, and I'm so thrilled to be here. Today's game is made possible by vaccines. That's right. Thanks to vaccines, we're able to have our fabulous Friends of George's panelists here and our celebrity guest contestants today. The handsome Eric Lawyer from the corner and the fabulous Kim Clark from WMC Action News 5. Okay, we've all been going through this pandemic. We haven't seen our friends in forever. When everything is safe, when the pandemic is over with, Kim, what is the first thing that you want to do?
The first thing that I want to do is go to a bar and have a drink with some friends.
There you go.
Amen.
I second that. Okay, call me, I'll meet you.
Okay, deal.
Well, let's see who we have on our panel today. Ladies and gentlemen, she came all the way over here for this game. She's still in mourning, as we can see from her outfit. Straight from London, England. It's the Queen. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Khaki. Very good of you to invite me.
Well, how are you holding up? We're all very concerned.
Well, I'm doing quite well. Thank you very much, and I'm hoping someday my prince will come again.
Well, I hope so. Now, listen, have you talked to Charles? Are you going to start being nicer to Harry? Because truly...
Oh, this tea is lovely.
I sense that's a no comment. Well, we were very sorry that you had to spend your 95th birthday without your beloved husband.
Thank you so much for bringing that up.
Well, have some tea. It'll make you feel better. And next to the Queen, we love him. He's helped us out so much for over a year. He's made us feel like we can survive this pandemic. The voice of reason, Dr. Anthony Fauci. Well, my goodness.
Thank you. It is a pleasure to be here. As a longtime advocate and ally of the LGBTQ community, I'm so glad to be here celebrating Pride.
Well, we're happy that you're here, and this must be a lot more fun than having to listen to the people who have been denying the whole coronavirus epidemic in Congress.
It has been a very challenging year for all of us, but people are following measures like we all here are today, and I'm so glad we can finally see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Well, thank you very much, and I just don't know how you kept your composure through some of the awful things you had to go through, like Donald Trump sitting behind you saying, oh, you know, just drink bleach. So thank goodness.
Yeah, he takes it with his coffee, by the way.
Oh, does he really? I don't doubt it. And next to Dr. Fauci, we have Liza with a Z. Liza Minnelli. Hello, Liza.
Hello.
How are you, dear? What have you been up to?
Oh, fabulous. And Khaki, I just want to point out, as much as I love you on the radio, it's your diction. It's Liza with a Z.
Oh, Liza with a Z. Liza with a Z, that's not...
My father and my mother were both in show business, and they taught me to enunciate. And I just want to share that with you.
Well, thank you. I am very happy to take a tip from Liza. You've had a fabulous career, and your advice means so much to me. Thank you. And I loved you on Arrested Development. Okay, we're going to go to the next guest contestant behind her, and that is, oh, Lord, it's Trump 2024.
Khaki, it's good to be in your snatch today.
Who invited you? Or did you just, like, are you crashing the party here?
I was told there would be hamburgers here.
Okay. Well, you know, the Democrats actually aren't going to forbid us from eating hamburgers. That's a lie.
The Democrats who?
Oh, Lord.
Okay, and moving on, we have, oh my gosh, from Bewitched, my favorite, it's Endora.
I just thought I'd just pop in to see what's happening. I actually don't know where I am right now.
Well, this is a fun game, and I hope you'll just go with the flow and have a good time.
Oh, and all these are mortals that I see all around me.
Well, I'm not sure if the person sitting next to you is a mortal or not, because it's the coronavirus, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you for noticing that.
Oh, my heavens.
I'm not a mortal. I have to say how disappointing it was to come here today. I thought that I was coming to a super spread. I bet everyone's vaccinated.
Well, we are all vaccinated, so you can't hurt us here, that's for sure. You've been awfully busy this past year.
Very busy.
Well, girl, it is time for you to lay low and take a nap.
Oh, there will be no laying low.
Oh, my Lord.
Ready for round 2, girl. Don't you worry.
Oh, no. I don't want any more variants. We can't handle any more variants.
I'm working on a variant.
Oh, good heavens.
One down here.
I'll bet you are. Well, that's okay then. And finally, last but not least, it's Susie Q from The Insurrection. You are one crazy. Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. The Capitol looks a little different than I remember it.
Did you actually breach the barriers and go inside of the Capitol?
Your language is really pointed because it was dressed a certain way, and was it maybe asking for it? I don't know. You choose.
Well, we are very happy that you're here. Please don't hit anybody with any shields or crutches or anything while you're here, okay?
I would not want to break a nail. Also, if someone could open my Diet Coke, I'd appreciate it.
Okay, we'll see if we can get somebody on that. Well, let's go ahead. Oh, we're going to get somebody to open her drink. There we go. Thank you, Will. All right. Well, let's start the show. Now, I'm going to ask each guest contestant a question, and if our panelist answers match yours, you get a point. And the guest contestant that gets the most match to panelists wins. Mr. Will Ryder, could I have the first question, please? Thank you. Okay. Let's see. Last night, we ate at the doghouse, but we got there too late, and all the good food was gone. So the only thing left to eat was... Okay, is everybody ready? Nope, not yet. Okay. It's taken, yes, I can. Last night, we ate at the doghouse, but we got there too late, and all the good food was gone. So the only thing left to eat was... Are you having trouble over there, Liza? Just thinking? Okay. All right, I think everybody... Let me know when y'all are all finished. Did you all answer the question? Okay, so let's see what our answers are. Are we ready to show?
Cat food.
Cat food.
Cocktail garnish, hashtag pretty woman.
And the Queen, what was your answer?
Well, I said the owner, Steve Murphy.
Okay, well, that's definitely not a match. Dr. Fauci?
Well, I've spent my whole career helping with PSA campaigns. One famous one is, don't be a dork, wrap your pork. Condiments.
Condiments. Okay, well, that's a creative answer, but unfortunately, we don't have a match. Liza, what was your answer?
Well, maybe I misunderstood, but I said a hip replacement.
And you would know all about that. I hope your hip replacements are both doing well.
They're fabulous.
Good.
It's so exciting to meet you. You remind me so much of my third, or was it fourth husband?
Okay, and moving on to Trump 2024, what was your answer?
Reminds me of the Studio 54 days in New York City. I put pills and liquor.
Okay. Pills and liquor. Is he half right? We'll have to ask the judges. Okay, and Dora, what was your answer?
Well, you know, the only thing I can think of is, you know, I don't know if you know this, but my daughter married a human, and she's trying to make that valid, but I just can't understand it at all. So the only thing I can think of is human food.
Oh, look.
I'm sorry, I don't understand these humans.
Oh, my gosh, human food.
I know.
Well, that is. It's like Soylent Green. Okay, and how about you, Miss COVID?
Well, Khaki, first, I would like to ask Endora a question.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
I don't mind.
I think she's the only person here that's been around for, you know, that Spanish flu epidemic. I think, like, biblical plagues.
True, yeah.
And I just want to ask her, how am I doing?
You've been good. You've been good. I've seen them all. I think you're up there. I love your work.
Yes. I thought you would. Well, down at the doghouse, the only thing left to eat that night was probably the bartender.
All right, the bartender. Sorry, that's not a match. All right, Susie Q of the Insurrection, what is your answer? Have you written down an answer yet, or are you just smelling you're smelling that Sharpie, huh?
Okay, so my friend Linda's cousin shared a picture on Facebook, and it said that people were doing this, and so I can only assume because it's like a liberal establishment that they were doing it, but I put baby fetuses. Oh my God. It's real. I smell it.
Okay. And I think I might need to mark that for spelling, but thank you very much for sharing. Well, I don't think anybody had a match, and so I think we're... Mr. Will Ryder, thank you. All right. And the next question is, if I can get this out of this envelope. That sucker is down in there. Okay, I'm just gonna, I don't think I can get it. Oh, there it is. Okay, here we go. Okay, to celebrate almost 30 years since her mega hit Supermodel, RuPaul, RuPaul has decided to blank. What? To celebrate almost 30 years since her mega hit Supermodel, RuPaul has decided to blank. They're thinking, they're thinking. Ooh, Liza got onto that one pretty fast. And still writing. Okay, we're almost there. I think the Queen is having a little trouble. Liz, did you need some help?
Yes, that's such a cute
Okay, all right. To celebrate almost 30 years since her mega hit Supermodel, RuPaul has decided to...
retire her corsets.
Oh my God. Kim?
Sashay away.
Oh, I love that answer. I love that answer. Sashay, 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 sashay. I can't even do it. It's hard to say. Okay, and the Queen, what is your answer, Queen?
Well, I didn't really know who RuPaul was, so I thought quit show business.
Oh, my heavens. No, I don't think that's right. We don't have a match. Okay, Dr. Fauci.
Well, as someone with half a century of work, I applaud her for finally deciding to retire.
Oh my goodness! Did you have retire?
I have a sashay away.
Yeah, you did.
I have retire her corset.
I think those both kind of match. I think, yeah, we'll say that's a match. Way to go, Dr. Fauci. And Liza, what was your answer?
I said hip. I said have a hip replacement.
Okay. One track mind that, Liza, today. And behind you, Liza, Trump 2024, what was your answer?
After all these years, finally gonna start working, bitch.
All right. Well, that was really creative. And Dora, what is your answer?
Well, you know, Rue and I are friends. We go way, way, way back. Rue and I and Jesus. So, I was just going to say, I don't mean to out anybody, but I was just going to say, come out as a witch. Because really, is there a reason why she's famous?
Oh, and Dora. You're throwing shade RuPaul's way.
Shade? Is that shade?
It's not?
That's demonic.
Oh, my goodness. And Rona, what's your answer?
Well, Khaki, my answer is that she's going to keep calm and burn her corset.
Okay.
That waistline. Liberate it.
Oh, my heavens.
There's no need for an old lady like her to keep cinching it.
Well, you know, I don't even know what to say about that. Susie Q, what was your answer?
This girl right here is just so... I feel like I met my soulmate. You are so wonderful. I wrote, donate her body to Jesus.
Okay. So, I don't think we had a match there, so let's move on to the next question. Could I get the next question, please? Thank you. All right. You ready?
Ready.
Ready? When I play tag, I always win, but no one ever tags me because I have blank. When I play tag, I always win, but no one ever tags me because I have blank.
Oh.
Does anybody need for me to repeat the question? Or we all have it? Liza, you okay? Thinking? Okay. She's thinking. I can see the wheels turning now. All right. It looks like Donald Trump's got his Sharpie and he's writing down something, and I think that might be everyone. Oh, Susie Q's still working. Okay, everybody, are we ready? We're going to have to do a countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and Susie Q pins down. Okay, here we go. When I play tag, I always win, but nobody ever tags me because I have blank.
A big booty.
Okay. And Kim?
The power of invisibility, but I can't spell it.
I think those are going to be tough to match, but let's go to the contestants and see what their answers were. Queen Elizabeth.
Yes, Miss Walton. I thought that I'd have bodyguards.
Bodyguards, because I have bodyguards. Well, that makes sense. That's sort of practical. Okay, Dr. Fauci, your answer?
Well, after a long career in infectious diseases, a nasty one would be methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus, also known as MRSA.
All right. Thank you for that informative answer, but I don't think anybody's going to match with that. And Liza, what did you finally put down? Are you having any other body parts replaced, honey?
I said no one could touch me because I've had 2 hip replacements. And I'm thinking about having a 3rd.
Have you had COVID yet?
Have you had COVID yet, Liza? I think you might need to ease off the OxyContin party. Okay. Trump 2024, what is your answer to the question? When I play tag, I always win, but no one ever tags me because I have...
No one ever tags me because I've never lost anything.
And you don't have any regrets about anything either, I know.
Not one.
Okay, yeah. Okay, Indora, what was your answer?
Oh, well, you know, it's so funny. When you asked me that question, it reminded me that one time my husband, Maurice, came home one night late and gave me, gave me something. I guess in the mortal world, I guess they call it the magical herpes.
Because I have magical herpes. Well, I wouldn't tag you. That makes sense.
Yeah,
That's very logical.
No one tagged me for decades.
Oh,
yes, gave me that.
Lord have mercy. All right, thank you, Indora. And Rona, what was your answer to the question?
Well, first I'd like to say something to Eric over here.
Oh.
I know it's not a dating game, but...
Oh, my God.
You know, I understand that he tries to spend all this time fighting another pandemic. He claims he doesn't like pandemics, but I want to say I think you just haven't met the... Okay?
Oh, Miss COVID, I'm so sorry. I'm vaccinated too.
Oh, such a crying shame.
But maybe the next...
My answer is B.O. They can smell the COVID coming.
Okay, that, I don't even want to try to imagine what that is like. Susie Q, what was your answer?
Could you repeat the question?
When I play tag, I always win, but no one ever tags me because I have blank.
Pelosi's podium in my living room.
Okay, and I think the authorities are going to be very interested in that answer.
With a doily and a cup of coffee on top.
All right. Mr. Ryder, I think we're going to move on. May I have the next question? Thank you very much. Okay. The Memphis rainbow is so fabulous, a leprechaun has to guard the blank at the end of it. The Memphis rainbow is so fabulous, a leprechaun has to guard the blank at the end of it. And I see people writing. The Queen is about to write her answer down. I think this was a good one. Everybody's almost done. The Memphis rainbow is so fabulous, a leprechaun has to guard the blank at the end of it. All right. And Rona is almost through answering her question.
It's not a problem.
No. You take your time. We've got plenty of time.
Isn't she hilarious?
She really
I've trolled all of you for over a year. I'm not going to stop now.
I hear you. Okay. All right, everybody ready? Everybody answered? The Memphis rainbow is so fabulous, a leprechaun has to guard the what at the end of it? Barbecue. Good answer.
The world's best barbecue.
Oh, my goodness. Good answer. All right, Queen, did you happen to say barbecue?
Yeah, what is barbecue?
Oh, it's fabulous. You'll have to. We'll take you out to get some while you're here in the
I look
States.
forward to that. Yes, I said the crown.
The crown at the end of it. Oh my heavens, that's quite the crown.
I love that show.
All right, Dr. Fauci.
Yes, so I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but the data does not support the existence of leprechauns, so unfortunately, it does not exist.
D-N-E, not DNA? Oh, does not exist. I see. All right, Liza.
And I can't wait for this. Barbecue.
Yay! That's great. Okay, Trump 2024. The Memphis rainbow is so fabulous, a leprechaun has to guard the what at the end of it?
Has to guard the sparkling rainbow snowflakes.
Okay, all right. Well, that's a great answer. Are you referring to Randy Rainbow in that answer, by the way? No, not Randy Rainbow. Endora, what was your answer?
Well, Kathy, I don't want to start any political talk here, but I just think the magical gene pool needs to be protected. Do not agree with mortals marrying witches. I just don't.
You don't? Don't you think you're discriminating against mortals?
Well, if you want to use that word, Khaki.
Well, okay. We'll move on. I don't want to make you mad because you might cast a spell on me, and I don't want to have that happen. And let's, Rona, what was your answer?
Well, I have to say it's something that just like me, that just sticks to everything. Glitter!
The glitter at the end of it. Well, I love it. I don't think the Queen is too happy she's got glitter in her hair. Susie Q, what is your answer? The Memphis rainbow is so fabulous, a leprechaun has to guard the what at the end of it?
First of all, rainbows are going to hell. Something like that. I said probably the lost Trump ballots.
Okay.
That's what?
That's a made-up answer for something that there were no lost Trump ballots.
Well, I wrote herpes at first, but she said that earlier.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, well, I think we got one match from Liza and both of our contestants, so that's looking good. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Thank you, Mr. Will Ryder. Let's see what the... Oh, my heavens. This is about Cher. Cher has had so many plastic surgeries, she ran out of things to fix. So during her last surgery, she decided to get her blank tightened. Her blank tightened. Cher has had so many plastic surgeries, she ran out of things to fix. So during her last surgery, she decided to get her blank tightened. That just sounds really uncomfortable to me. All right. Liza's thinking. Dr. Fauci. Oh, Dr. Fauci already wrote down an answer. Okay, great. All right. And I see people writing things down. I think everybody, all right. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready? Yes. Okay. Cher has had so many plastic surgeries, she ran out of things to fix. So during her last surgery, she decided to get her what tightened, Kim?
Fingers.
Fingers.
Lace front.
Lace front. Oh, the lace front.
Lace front.
Oh, that. Oh. Apparently, I don't know my plastic surgeries. Okay, thank you. Okay, and the Queen, what was your answer to that question?
This performer shared like I do. I said her dignity tightened.
Oh, well, that was tasteful. That was a tasteful answer. Dr. Fauci.
Well, without knowing the extent of Cher's medical history, I can imagine an entertainer of her age would have some issues with her patella, and during a replacement, she would need her knees tightened.
Her knees tightened. Okay. Well, and she still, puts on concerts,
Absolutely.
And so she needs to have those knees, tightened. Okay, Liza, what was your answer to the question?
Actually, she's a very dear friend of mine, and I happen to know this one. I said knees.
Oh, my goodness, knees. Well, okay. Did you copy off of Dr. Fauci? Did you copy off of Dr. Fauci, Liza?
I love this day.
All right, let's please all keep our eyes facing front. We don't want to copy from the next door neighbor. Okay, Trump, what was your answer to the question? Cher has had so many plastic surgeries, she ran out of things to fix. So during her last surgery, she decided to get her what tightened?
So you always need something to grab on. Oh. I would think it would be a snatch or, like in Eric's case, a dick.
Okay, I think this is a family show, but I'm not sure. Okay, thank you for that lovely answer. And Dora, what was your response to that?
I have to know the real answer to this because both Cher and I share the same doctor, the fabulous Dr. Bombay. That I met her the last time we both visited, and we both had our brooms tightened.
Okay, I didn't know that you could.
It was a little expensive, but we both could afford it, so we did it together.
You did it together. You both had your brooms tightened. Okay, Rona, what did Cher have tightened?
Well, you know, I'll take any platform. So first, I need to say a few words to you.
Yes.
And to Miss Clark.
Uh-oh. Yes.
I want to thank both of you for all the coverage that you have given me. It has been the best because, you know, as they say, there's no such thing as bad publicity.
Right, you're absolutely right. We had to warn all of our viewers and listeners about you. We did.
I've got a Vegas show coming up.
Oh, my heavens. Really? Well, that's very exciting.
I hope you'll be there.
Well, I might try to be there. We'll just have to.
Khaki.
I will check my schedule for sure. What was your answer? What did Cher have tightened?
I think this is a match for Mrs. Clark, I must say.
Cuticles. Well, we'll have to ask. Is that? Do you think? Okay, they're accepting that. They're accepting cuticles with fingers. A stretch, but there you have it. Okay, Susie Q, what was your answer? What did Cher have tightened?
I don't think she needs to tighten anything. I think she needs to loosen her brain up. I am on a website right now that has really like invigorated me. And I wrote that down at first, but then I crossed it out. It was just a YouTube link. But then I wrote pelvic floor.
Okay. Ow, I bet that hurt. Okay. All right, well, I don't think that matches, but but thanks.
YouTube link, if you want to know the truth, YouTube, VSQ, are you writing it down?
It's right here.
VSQ,
mine like a steel trap.
Q2.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. That's really great.
Changed my life, guys.
Oh my heavens. Okay. Pelvic. Okay. Moving on. I have to get pelvic whatever out of my head. Mr. Will Ryder, may I have the next question? And this would be the last question, would it? Oh my goodness. This is the last question. All right. This is very exciting. Are we ready?
Yes.
A street sweeper said to his friend one day outside Drew's bar, "I can't believe someone left their blank out here and didn't come back to get it." A street sweeper said to his friend one day outside Drew's bar, "I can't believe someone left their blank out here and didn't come back to get it." Okay, and our celebrity panelists over here have their answers. And we have some people still writing on the back row. Trump 2024 is finished, and Dora is about to finish, and they are all. Okay, a street sweeper said to his friend one day outside Drew's bar, "I can't believe someone left their blank out here and didn't come back to get it."
Boyfriend.
Boyfriend. Oh my goodness.
Chaps.
I like that. Okay. And Queen Elizabeth, what is your answer?
Well, you know, I'm quite the animal lover, so I said corgi.
Of course you did. They are quite cute. Dr. Fauci.
Well, you know, we're not quite out of the woods yet. And I believe someone left their personal protective equipment, or more specifically, the N95 respirator.
Okay, that's a good answer on your part, I must say. And Liza, what did someone leave and didn't come back to get it?
Well, when I was leaving Studio 54 one night, this really happened.
Lord, I bet that was difficult. Thank you, Liza. Trump, what did somebody leave and they didn't come back to get it?
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it was butter.
Okay, that's a comic genius answer right there. Endora, what did somebody leave and they didn't come back to get it?
Well, you know, I don't know what this Drew's place is, so I used my one phone call to call my good friend Meghan Markle.
Okay.
She told me she left her dignity.
Dignity pops up again. Someone left their dignity out here and didn't come back to get it. And Rona, what was your answer?
Well, you know, Khaki, I always like to take my platform to speak to someone else.
Right.
Mr. Trump, 45, thank you so much for making me so welcome in this country.
I loved
You
your
worked wonders for me.
I loved your work in China.
Okay, and what is your answer to the question a street sweeper said to his friend one day? What did somebody leave and did not come back to get?
Endora plagiarized.
Oh my goodness.
Dignity.
Let's keep our eyes front, people.
All the time.
Okay. Susie Q, what was your answer?
I just wrote emails, and you could do Hunter Bidens or kill.
Okay, that about fits with your character, sure. Okay, well, I'm afraid that's not a match, Susie Q, unfortunately. All right, well, I think that we've come to the end of our game, so I wonder who the winner could be. It looks like Kim Clark is the winner. Yay, Kim Clark! You have won an outstanding gift basket that includes 2 tickets to the next Friends of George's performance.
Wonderful!
And you get 2 beautiful T-shirts.
Yay!
You get, most importantly, bottles of both Blue Note Juke Joint Bourbon and Riverside Rye.
Ooh.
Blue Note and Riverset Rye, pardon me, and Blue Note and Riverset are proud sponsors of Friends of George's. So thank you, everybody. That's the game. Kim Clark, our winner. Thank you to our panelists over here. It was a pleasure. Thanks to both of you for playing. I'm Khaki Walton. This has been a wonderful, wonderful game of Smash Game, and I hope everybody enjoyed it. Happy Pride!
I'm just a box. Everyone keeps saying that I'm essential, that I have a special role to play in something big, but I'm just a box. There are millions more just like me. Millions. All safely made, all carefully made, all made by great people. But what is my purpose? We protect things, we can be made into new things, we're strong, but I want to matter. Okay, let's do this. I can definitely be strong. It feels good to help, however I can. I may just be one of millions, but I matter. To them, I'm not just a box. I'm hope.
Do a real talk with us where we get to have real conversations about real things. Thank you so much, Friends of George's, for the fun interactive game and sharing with us the work that you do. Next, we're going to introduce Dwayne and the Page. So we're going to learn a little bit about what they do and what their organization does. Afterwards, Dwayne's going to do a real talk with us where we get to have real conversations about real things.
The Page. The Project of Advancement in Gays Efforts is a Black LGBTQIA social justice organization that focuses on health and wellness, leadership development, and community building in Tennessee. While addressing the issues that affect the youth, the page provides resources and preparation to all for a better tomorrow.
HU,
You know! Our vision is to instill the liberty of acceptance and freedom to those who struggle with mental health while fighting on the front lines with leaders. We are in support of HIV decriminalization and education for better sexual health.
The Emergency Assistance Program is our new way of addressing the immediate needs of Black LGBTQIA. We understand that services are not easy to access for people in an emergency. More often than not, those services are not easily accessed, and dire measures are explored to provide these unmet needs. Amid COVID-19, the page was one of the first LGBTQ organizations to provide relief with the help of private donors and community partners willing to rapidly provide help from across the country. The Emergency Assistance Program began with services acquiring food, household essentials, sexual health services, and referrals to much-needed medical and mental health services in the Mid-South.
We'd like to thank Page Services for helping ones that's in need for assistance for light bills and whatever else they need assistance for, because they are real. Yes. Page Services is real. So we thank them, we thank God for them, and y'all have a blessed day.
Also, we want to make sure that everyone knows that our hearts are with you for those people who have been diagnosed and who are recovering from corona or COVID-19 right now. So thank you, Memphis, for letting us serve you.
Thank you. The Conclave serves as our flagship service to the community. Space is held each month to institute safe spaces for people of color who are queer curious or identifying. Each group is a meeting place to those in the LGBTQIA community and interested allies. Participating in the conclave has proven to be an avenue with self-awareness and discovery for attendees with a better understanding of the intersectionality in their identity. Since its beginning in 2017, this programming has also revealed the immediate needs in the community while providing community members a resource for mental health services.
Tennessee is a nest bed for public health crises with emphasis in the lack of health care and the systemic oppression of Black and brown folks' right to adequate services. The page continues to be a driving force for advocacy in Tennessee to win back the rights that directly affect the lives of youth and young adults in the state. From the eradication of the current comprehensive sex education law to decriminalizing HIV for over 17,000 Tennesseans, we successfully organized community members to protect the reproductive rights for all families across Tennessee. Happy Pride, Memphis. Thank you for letting the page serve you and your families in your time of need. Also, thank you for allowing us to give you safe spaces to flourish. We look forward to doing more in the community, and if you'd like to connect with us, you have opportunities to even volunteer and donate. Just follow us at thepage.org. And always, remember, turn the page.
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 Turn the page on your life. I'm so glad to be in front of you today because we have a lot to chat about, okay? So I want to first tell you about the Page Incorporated. I'm the founder and executive director, and the Page means the Project for the Advancement in Gays Efforts. We founded here in Memphis in 2018, and we've been blazing the streets with reaching out and helping you guys to have the most prosperous life ever here in the city of Memphis and the surrounding area, of course. But I want to be able to share with you today some of the services that we do have and also some of the resources that we use that we want to share with you too. So you definitely want to get in on this. So if you haven't already tuned in, let me tell you now, I'm the executive director of the page. My name is Dwayne Morrell. I am the former Grand Marshal of Mid-South Pride. I'm 2020, but congratulations to the current Grand Marshals for 2021. I'm so excited for you. I hope your rain goes well. So let's get into this tea about the page. The page is a social justice organization. We are a 501c3 nonprofit. We're based here in the Memphis area. However, we do serve people in the Mississippi, Arkansas, even Kentucky area, and we even go as far as Georgia, the state of Georgia. And what we do is offer services. And one of our services we're able to reach such a wide spread of folks is the Conclave. Now, Conclave is a monthly meeting that we currently are doing online. Of course, COVID has given us motivation to do so. And people come together on a private call, a video chat, and we talk about what's eating us all. What are we going through? Did we gain COVID pounds? Is our family dynamic good? Even talking about love and relationships in the time of COVID, you know, the hookup sites and great food. Even talking about like us having like great accomplishments and being able to share that. So we live our own selves in our own space, safe spaces, of course, unapologetically. And so the Conclave is every month. Once again, it's the last Sunday of every month. So if you got a little bit of time, you make sure you come and check us out. And you can be in that space and be able to celebrate who you are, good, bad, ugly, and indifferent. But that, where you can find us at, is the page. It's thepage.org, and that's THEPAIGE.org. And I don't know what's happening, but we might have it down here on the screen. So if we don't, remember this spelling, THEPAIGE.org. Also, one of the other services that we do offer is doing capacity building for professionals who serve our community, and we call that our simple sexual health education and also identity education for businesses, companies. It can be banks, it could be people at fast food places, whoever is absolutely interested in serving our community. We try to go in and educate them about some of the things that could be harmful and traumatic for us. So you guys, even in the community, I know that we have so many people that have so many different experiences in the LGBTQIA community. So even if you have a family member, or if you have conversations with like a group of friends who might not quite understand the LGBTQ community, we can come to your living room and just have a good conversation with you and educate you about some of the things you do say, don't say, what's good and bad and what's indifferent. That way we can improve the dynamic of your family and also your offices. So make sure you check us out. That is all at thepage.org. And also, if you kind of don't want to do that and you got Facebook and Instagram on your phone like I do, I have every app. You definitely want to go and check us out on Facebook and Instagram. That's the page 901. And so that's basically the page in our area code 901. So go ahead and check it out and please reach out to us. And let me not forget, because I'm doing a lot of talking, you can talk to me too, so I can answer questions. So if you're watching this right now, go ahead. I want you to use those fingers and get to asking questions, because we have a little minute together. So I don't want it to be a one-sided conversation. So telling you a little bit more about the page and what we're about. One of the things that we have been really proud of is since we've started, we've been able to fight for the rights of people who are living HIV positive in the state of Tennessee. It's over 17,000 people. So specifically what I'm talking about is people who are living with HIV who's diagnosed in the state of Tennessee are highly susceptible to being criminalized because of their HIV status. And there's so many people that's outside of the LGBTQ community, but many people that are inside of it as well. And we're looking at it from the standpoint of all people. 17,000 people is a lot of folks who are immediately criminalized for just having an HIV status of being positive. But the thing is, we are trying to make sure we change the language around that and say that, okay, just because a person is positive doesn't mean that they're dangerous to society, because what we do know about modern medicine is that they can now live longer and thrive with HIV. And many people who are living with HIV actually will probably pass on from us and outlive many of us from other complications that has nothing to do with their virus status at all. So what we're doing is trying to challenge the laws that currently were put on the books in 1989. Think about it, 1989, HIV looked very, very different at the time. So we have introduced the bill in 2019. It's HB 1599. You can go and look it up. It is open to the public. This is something that our organization has done. And what we wanted to do was change the language around what it means to be HIV positive in Tennessee. Also, we wanted to make it better for those people who were also commercial sex workers, make it easier for them to be able to just be in, be in society. And it seems like you got a question.
We have a question. Phyllis Lewis asked, what are eligibility requirements?
So Phyllis, our eligibility requirements, let me tell you about for us with the page. So as far as the page goes, like if you are a person that's interested, we really have an open door policy. So when we say LGBTQIA, we mean it. So if you're an ally and you're interested in improving the lives of people who are in the community, we welcome you. Even if you just want to get educated, it might be just one simple thing that you want to know about and you have a question. Sometimes we do that. Like just think about it. We have many weird questions about stuff and we just go to Google. Well, sometimes Google just don't work, but you can come to the page. You can turn the page on your life. So when we talk about eligibility, those folks who are willing to be inside of safe spaces with people who are LGBTQ and they have autonomy there, we welcome you. We are very strict about those people who are coming in who might seem to be like moles or folks who really don't care about our community. We're very vigilant about those people coming in, and we screen folks initially before we invite them to the conclave or any other services that we have.
She specifically said for services.
Oh, great. So even with our services, it depends on which service we offer because we do have many. When we talk about HIV decriminalization, once again, if you just feel passionate about the topic and want to help, we do just, invite you to come to a meeting. You get a little bit of information and see if you're, down to, to work with us. It is a lot of tough work, but we're up for the challenge. Even when we talk about the conclave and also other services that we do offer, one service that we did offer during COVID that was inspired by COVID is not only the conclave, but also our EAP services. It's our emergency assistance program. So with the EAP services, we were able to get folks to get help with their utility bill, help with their rent. Also, we were able to address food insecurities as well. And we were even able to give out safe sex kits for those people who are interested in getting condoms and lube. And that was a partnership that we were able to forge with Planned Parenthood of Tennessee and North Mississippi. So I want to thank them publicly for supporting us in some of our efforts as well as some of the other organizations because it really takes a village for us to be able to grow our community, and it really has taken all of us. So not just Planned Parenthood, even with Mid-South Pride has been very supportive. We've had much support from Friends for Life and so many others that I might miss, but yeah.
So Phyllis also extended the question of what type of donations does your organization need?
Well, so that's a very good question because, money makes the world go round, right? So our donations that we're looking for right now is just to help with supportive services, to keep those services that I named going, from the education classes, from the HIV decriminalization work, also, from the conclave. We are looking at maybe getting close to being back and being normal again. So we might start doing the conclave in person again like we had before. And usually we offer refreshments for folks to come. And, sometimes that could be a little difficult because, it costs a little bit of money in order to make sure folks have food and drinks and, be able to, sometimes we might want to snack on some things and we have to make sure that folks have what they need, and everyone has different dietary needs as well. So we try to make sure we accommodate for everyone. So anytime that we get together, it usually kind of costs us a little bit of money to have our operations, and we hope that you would support us. So here's some different ways you can do that. You can go to thepage.org/donate, or you can catch us on Cash App if you just want to be one and done. Cash App is $thepage901. And you go and just drop a dime. Or, if you're feeling like $10, hey, we will appreciate anything that you can give to the cause. So, moving on, no more questions at this point. Let me tell you a little bit about what we have been doing before COVID, because right now everyone's kind of been on autopilot. There's another piece of programming that we're going to start back up. It's called the Meetup, and you can find all this information at thepage.org. So if it's something, if I'm talking over something and you don't quite know what it is, go to thepage.org and get filled in. But the Meetup is basically where we let people know where we're going to show up, and we would say, oh, we're going to the bowling alley at this street and this street. Please meet us there at 7 p.m. So you have an opportunity to come and hang out with us and other folks in the community who are LGBTQ and also allies and friendly. So we want to make sure that we bring people together, even though we are an organization that centers folks who are of color and also LGBTQIA. We also want to reach out to the community because we understand that you can't alienate one people and lift another people up. We want to make sure that everyone can be able to come together.
Does your organization have a newsletter?
We don't have a newsletter, but we're always on our social media, and that's the trade-off that we've been able to do. Because we don't have the newsletter, we always have been like, okay, find us on Instagram, find us on Facebook, and we have open door policy on social media. So if you feel like dropping a message or coming to say hello or have a question, like the questions that you've given me, which are amazing, please keep them coming. We always make sure that, hey, come and chat with us.
Your bestie, Tay, asked a question, said, what can we expect next from the page?
Well, what can we expect next from the page? It's so much, but I can't tell you. My lips are sealed. My board will hurt me really badly if I tell you everything. But get into this tea. So one thing that we are, like I said, the meetup. The meetup was so amazing. We did it during the food truck festival last year, and it turned out amazing. So what we are planning on doing is bringing this back. And so we're thinking Southern Heritage Classic time, maybe. Yes. We want you guys to come and meet with us at the Southern Heritage Classic. We're going to show up in a space and we're going to be ourselves, rainbows flying, fingers snapping, eyes and neck rolling. We want to give them all the tea, honey, okay? So with the page, we want to make sure that we ask everyone to come out and hang out with us. So be looking out for that on our social media and also on our website. Once again, you can go to our website, thepage.org, or you can find us on Facebook and Instagram, The Page 901. And we are going to be out there. We're going to be, loud, live, and in color, just like Mid-South Pride, okay? And we're going to make sure that we're going to show up in this space. Even if they've never seen us in so many different colors, they will see us then.
What does the page personally mean to you?
The page personally means to me, you know what? I know that's Octavia's question. Hi, that's your question? Y'all on the same wavelength. Oh my goodness. What the page means to me is really being able to support those people who are, queer curious, those people who are already self-realized, and those people who, want to have some support. What we find in the South is that it's so many folks that kind of have this scarlet letter of being a part of the LGBTQ community, but they never really have safe spaces where they can really just be. And that's what the page wants to bring to the city of Memphis and also to the surrounding areas, really nationally. But we'll get there when we get there. I'll tell you about the national endeavors. But we definitely want to make sure that we create spaces where people truly can be who they are, even though we center, once again, people of color who are in the LGBTQ spectrum. We absolutely want to invite everyone. So if you are not a person of color, if you're not a person who's LGBTQ, we welcome you. If you want to learn more, we will be the people that will be patient enough to teach you, because what we understand is a lot of folks, even when you're talking about, you have questions like, who's the man and a woman in a relationship? What does it matter? Love is love, honey, okay? We paint with all the colors of the rainbow. So what the page means to me is to really having a community of people and having those people to be able to heal each other in such a way where we can really be ourselves individually and really be ourselves as a community, the best part of us. So that's what the page means to me. It's the vehicle for that kind of change. But that's a good, really great question. I'm getting tongue-tied. But one other thing with the page that I wanted to share with you is that, like I was saying, the meetup is coming up in September at the Southern Heritage Classic. We want you guys to be there. But farther down the line, we're actually looking at maybe doing a retreat. So we want this retreat style thing. It's like bringing back the conclave on steroids. Of course, we want to make sure that people are vaccinated and also have PPE. and have masks and hand sanitizer, but we want people to come together and kind of camp out with us, you know, and just hang and really make it kind of a family reunion. We're back in person, kind of getting a step closer to some normalcy, and we want you guys to be a part of that. We love having our get-togethers. You would totally love our conclave, especially when they're back in person. We wanted to definitely go ahead and reinstitute everything and get back to normal as quick as possible. But in the meantime, these are some of the plans that we have. Once again, you can find us, or if you want to, you know, sow a seed into the work that we're doing in the community, you can find us at a Cash App. You know, make it one quick little, you know, woo woo woo, and it's $ the page 901. And also with Facebook and Instagram, that's the page 901, and the website. Turn the page on your life. That's at www.thepage.org. Now, there's also another thing that I definitely want to bring to you guys. Once again, keep those questions coming, keep them coming. This is not a one-sided conversation. It's Pride, y'all. We get loud, live, and in color.
How can people volunteer?
Oh my goodness, it's so amazing that you said that. So, how do you volunteer with the page? How do you turn the page on your life? Well, let me give you this tea, okay? So when you are interested in volunteering, you can find us at thepage.org, the website I've been saying 1,000,001 times, and I've said 1,000,000 and more one times to get you to get there. Find that address, thepage.org, and you can go to our tab where it says volunteers, sign up, and we will reach out to you and let you know about all the great things that we're doing and how you can get volunteer hours. We do have volunteer services where we're able to actually verify folks' hours that they've contributed for the Tennessee Promise. All of those who are interested in just saying that they work with the organization who's working with the LGBT community or community of color people. You definitely are color people. Oh, that sounds 50s, right? But let me say a community of people of color. How about that, okay? And we're built on imperfection like this, okay? We take a licking and keep on ticking. However, your volunteer opportunities are available at thepage.org, volunteer.
Tay asks, what is one thing that you want people to take away about the page?
The one thing I want people to take away about the page is that we are an organization where we are absolutely down for the cause, that in changing the narrative of what it means to be a person of color in the city of Memphis and the surrounding areas, what does it mean to also be a person that's in the LGBTQIA community in the city of Memphis and surrounding areas. And we also want those people who are in our community that we're serving to be empowered. We want to educate them. We want to tell them about how they can go to places and, you know, be a person who has a trans experience and go and spend their money somewhere where they don't have to be criticized or they don't have to be ostracized or discriminated against because how they show up in the world. We want those people that we touch and impact to show up in the world and be educated, to be confident, to be productive in society, and who are ready to change the world. Just like we help them to turn the page on their life, we want them to turn the page on the world and what it means to them to show up in it.
Where do you see the page in 5 years? Or where do you hope to see the page?
Oh my goodness, where do I see the page in 5 years? You know, I think that the page will, I'm going to speak this into existence. I'm going to prophesize about this. I see the page being a national organization that many people know about. I see the page being in a position where we are done with dealing with the HIV decriminalization law in Tennessee. I see the page being a physical space where we will be the first Black LGBTQ organization with a physical space that we own, not renting. No shade to anyone who is renting, but we want to own our piece of the pie in Memphis. That way we're going to make it so hard for people to uproot us. And the work that we're doing, we want to get established. We want to get 9 feet deep in foundation of Memphis, okay? So we're not going anywhere. You see much more of us. And also in the next 5 years, I want to see someone else from the community who's educated and empowered, who's ready to show up in the community. Also, we want to be able to, you know, help that person to be able to step up and possibly be leadership for the Page Incorporated.
Actually, Phyllis asked, are you all accepting interns?
We are currently accepting interns, so those of you who are interested, we want to make sure that you reach out to us at thepage.org. I know I've said the website 1,000,001 times, but it is so good. When I tell you our website is slamming, y'all. If you've been to Miss South Pride website, we rival. We're a little behind on what it looks like and what it needs to be, but we absolutely do our thing in our little corner of the world. So go and check it out, and you can be an intern there and do a lot of great work in the community, because we do need the help. What we have from people who have talked to you earlier tonight, it's so much work in our community that needs to be done. We want to make sure that we do our part and we carry our load in improving how things go. So the other thing that I want to share with you about the Page Incorporated, that we have a new board, and we have repositioned how we did. I think COVID has kind of changed all of us on how we look at ourselves and how we show up. And so the Page is absolutely another entity in the world that's shifting our priorities. And so our priorities have been where we are absolutely directly trying to go to the people that we serve and get feedback. And I would ask you, if you also want to give feedback to us or even ask me more questions tonight, please go to our website, go to our social media platforms, engage with us. Let us know that anything that you feel that we should be doing, give us that direct feedback, and we're willing to definitely consider that and put it in action. We want this to be community powered. And although we, had so many people before who's been in our
I came out as a trans man when I was 18 years old. I've known for a while, ever since I was a kid, that I didn't fit in.
The idea was difficult, but that wasn't difficult.
I mean, obviously I don't, but still. I just always knew in the back of my mind I wasn't like all the girls. I didn't really care for the frilly stuff. I didn't care for anything, honestly, that, I came out as a trans man when I was 18 years old. I've known for a while, ever since I was a kid, that I didn't fit in, I mean, obviously I don't, but still. I just always knew in the back of my mind I wasn't like all the other girls. I didn't really care for the frilly, girl stuff. I didn't care for anything, honestly, that, children and their gender group would feel comfortable in. How I came to terms with the fact that I was trans, I was around 10 years old, and I think I watched a documentary, and there was a trans man on it. He had just gotten his surgery done, and I ended up coming across that video when I was on YouTube, because I wanted to figure out, is there something wrong with me, something like that. Typical trying to figure out your gender identity and sexuality, things like that. 8 years later, I was sitting down in the living room watching television, and the first Pride related thing came on. It was for Rochester, New York's Pride Fest that was coming up. And that's when it hit me. It like full on, I understood at 18 that, you don't have to feel trapped in your body or anything of that nature. And there's a hospital up in Rochester, New York called Trillium, and I talked to a specialist there, and they got me on hormone therapy and, things of that nature. So I'm actually on testosterone for going to be 3 years in September. June of this year would be my 1 year mark of my top surgery, and I couldn't be happier. Old me didn't see a bright future. Knew me? Yeah. So, that's my coming out story.
Thank you guys for joining us in this amazing evening. Once again, my name is Jesse Claudio and I work at Out Memphis. I want to give a huge shout out and big thank you to our incredible sponsors. And don't forget, you guys, to join us tomorrow morning sharp at 9 a.m.